Yo, what's up? It's T-Dog Reviews. We got Rocket Raccoon and Groot on the shirt. We got the new microphone, or as I like to call it, the macrophone, because as the name suggests, it's a little bigger than my last microphone, and quite frankly, it works a lot better. I mean, my last microphone, the lapel mic, it was pretty infamous for having a lot of audio issues, but I don't think we're gonna have as much of that with this one. Basically, though, today we're gonna be talking about how to properly sell manga. Because everyone talks about buying manga, and that makes sense because most people want to build their manga collections. But I think a lot of people who are moving out, who don't really like a certain series, or they just want to sell some manga and use that money to buy more manga, whatever it may be. I mean, a lot of people want to sell their manga, but they're not really sure how. And a lot of people, they just don't even bother selling manga that they want to sell because they think it's too long of a process and it's too tough to do it. But in this video, I'm really going to be showing the tips, tricks, and nooks and crannies to really properly sell your manga. So right off the bat, I want to talk about shipping, because I think a lot of people, like, one of the main reasons why they don't want to sell manga online is because of the shipping. And this is definitely something that I used to do. I mean, I used to never really like to sell manga online solely because of the shipping. I mean, I used to go to Half Price Books, I used to bring a ton of manga, I used to sell it all there, and I'd get very, very little money in return. So basically, I was basically just giving them my manga for free, and just getting a few little, coins that they have laying around the register. So yeah, that's really not a good deal whatsoever. But if you sell manga online, you can obviously make your own price depending on what it's valued at, and you could charge the buyer for shipping, which I'd highly recommend doing because shipping, especially for large amounts of manga volumes, can be pretty expensive. But what a lot of people don't really know is that most postal services, or at least a lot of postal services, actually do discounted prices for selling books. And you might not think it's a big discount or anything like that, but it definitely is. I mean, there's been some times where I've gone to sell manga and the initial price is like $20 for shipping, and then I tell them that it's books, and they bring it down to like $5 for shipping. The main trick to this, though, is it has to be all books inside the package. I mean, you could easily kind of lie about it and put like some books, some figures, and DVDs or whatever, but if you do that, you run the risk of getting caught, because I think that they're actually legally allowed to search your box if you do book shipping, and if they find that there's anything but books in the package, they can actually give you quite a hefty fee. And I've actually never had to deal with that myself. I mean, I've always been, an honest Abe about it. But if some people watching this video start to get some funny ideas and they're trying to act all sneaky going to the post office with half books and figures and DVDs and food, whatever it may be, I mean, that's just a recipe for getting caught. So yeah, let's not break the law here. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, where do I sell my manga? Because a lot of people's go-to site is eBay. And even though eBay is not half bad of a website to sell things, especially manga, I definitely think that there are better options out there. And what I mean by that is eBay actually has quite a lot of fees, and sometimes these fees can really add up. I mean, there's been some times where I've made like $50 off of selling some manga, and then eBay will come in and take like $5 of those dollars. And yeah, $5 just for one sale really isn't that much, but if you add it all up, plus shipping and all these other little expenses, it can definitely take away from the amount of money you get from selling your stuff, and at the end of the day, that's your stuff. You want to be making as much money as you can from selling that to other people who are interested in it. With that being said, though, if you want your used manga to sell, you've got to be considerate about the price. I mean, some people are out here selling like 10 volumes for $100, and that's basically retail price. I mean, if you sell it anywhere close to retail price, people are probably just going to buy it new at that point because it's probably in better quality than what you're selling. And personally, the rule of thumb that I like to use is I like to use the $4 to $6 method. Meaning that when I sell like a couple manga volumes in a lot, I'll sell maybe each one for like $5 or $6 when I add up the price. And if I'm selling a bunch of manga volumes, usually I'll only sell it for like $4 a volume when I add up the price, because, you know, people don't want to spend like $300 all at once. You gotta be considerate there. And just in general, when you sell manga, you kind of have to accept that you're gonna lose a little bit of money. I mean, when you buy manga, most of the time, you don't buy it to sell it for the same price or more unless it's out of print. When you buy most manga new, you're just buying it to read yourself. And then if you get bored of it and you want to sell it to get some new stuff, then that's what you do. But you really just gotta cut your losses at some point. So, since eBay and half-price books are not viable options to get the most amount of bank from your manga, I mean, what other sites could there be? What other sites are out there that you can possibly sell manga on? You guessed it, the site that you should be selling your manga on is none other than Reddit on r/MangaSwap. I've bought manga on MangaSwap. I've sold manga on MangaSwap. I mean, I seriously got like most of my My Hero Academia collection from MangaSwap. So to answer the question at hand, the proper way to sell your used manga is none other than MangaSwap. And honestly, if you don't have Reddit, I'd seriously recommend using Reddit just for this subreddit, because you can actually save a ton of money on manga using this. You can make a bunch of money selling your old manga, and seriously, I mean, you really can't go wrong going on r/MangaSwap. I mean, I honestly don't use Reddit for anything else aside from r/MangaSwap, but I think it's well worth it. I think the big key here, though, is if you're selling stuff on r/MangaSwap, you should kind of list a few different series and volumes all at once. Because if you just list like a few volumes, a lot of people probably won't be super interested in it. And even though if you list a bunch of stuff all at once, you'll have to ship a couple boxes all at once at the post office. But one hefty trip to the post office is well worth it when you're making that much sweet
money
from your manga. Those are pretty much my main points on this topic, but I want to say you should really compare your prices. Whether that be Amazon, in-stock trades, Right Stuff, whatever it is. I mean, you should really compare your prices just to make sure you're not overpricing your volumes or even underpricing your stuff. I mean, there was one time where I was selling a bunch of One Piece volumes on r/MangaSwap, and literally everyone in the comments was like, "Oh, dude, did you know you could get the box set for cheaper?" And then I relisted those same volumes up there like a week later, and I made it way cheaper, and I honestly underpriced it way too much. But, I mean, that sold pretty much immediately. In conclusion, though, you've got to use MangaSwap, you've got to use the book prices for shipping, and you've got to compare your prices. And with all that being said and done, I will see you guys in the next video.